maybe. Coffee. Good morning. I am Megan. This is my podcast, Little Fish Stitches, and I want to say welcome and thank you for joining me today. If you are a first-time viewer, thank you for coming to check me out, and if you have been with me through my first 7 episodes, thanks for coming back. Today, I am in Amanda Park, which is basically a village. It's not really even a town, on the Quinault Indian Reservation, because, as I mentioned last week, my husband is a Quinault, and we are spending our weekends up here helping with his parents' fireworks stand. So, that's where I am today. You can see behind me, that right there is the Quinault River, and further on, not too much further on, is the Lake Quinault. And you may occasionally hear traffic going by because Highway 101 is about 200 yards that way or less. 100 yards that way? I don't do that type of distance measuring very well. So, anyway. So if you are checking me out for the first time, this is my podcast. I talk about what I do for knitting and for sewing and a little bit about my life in general. And so, sorry, I look kind of squinty on camera. It's bright out and I don't have anything to put over my eyes because it's up in the car and I'm down by the river. And yeah, so, okay. Let's see here. So let's start with the good stuff. Finished objects. I have no knitting finished objects today. I will explain that a little bit later in life stuff. So, my finished objects today are all sewing. So a couple weeks ago, I think it's been about 2 episodes ago now, I showed you guys some fabric that I had picked up to do a purse for myself and book bags for my 2 nephews, whose birthday party, because they always have a shared birthday party since their birthdays are so close together, is coming up tomorrow afternoon. So, so I whipped these up Friday. No, so let's see. Today's Saturday. I guess I should tell you what day it is. It's Saturday, July 1st, 2017. And so, yeah, birthday party tomorrow. Whipped these up on Thursday night. It took me a couple hours. I did not use a pattern for any of the stuff I'm about to show you. So, first up is for my youngest nephew that is getting a gift this time around. And this is his little book bag, and his name starts with a D. So I put a cute little D on the front. To do that, what I did was I ironed on heavy duty Wonder Under to the back of the fabric that I was going to cut, and then I have a Cricut Explore Air. I use it partially for myself and partially for work. So my boss was kind enough to pay for half of it, and I paid for, well, not half of it. She paid for about a third of it. I paid for 2/3 of it, so it's mine, but I use it for work a lot. So, so this is the bag that I made, and he requested sharks, so he gets this cute little shark print fabric. I'll show you. This is the back. You know, a little bit better view of the fabric there. And then this is a little pocket on the front, so he can put smaller stuff up there. And then it's just a nice wide book bag because this little guy is getting to be 6. And then the next one for his older brother, who's going to be 7, is a Seahawks themed bag, and he gets a J on his bag. And I also have a pocket on here, and there's a guy mowing the lawn over there, so it's kind of noisy. There we go. Went behind a building, so that's this one. Same concept. So these are about 12 inches deep 13 inches wide, and I did a box bottom that's about 3.5, 4 inches. So those kind of measurements I can do, inch measurements. And also something, my sewing machine does some fun little stuff. I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can kind of see that trim on the, it does some fun little stitches. So I did this same stitch on both bags. So just a funny little, it almost looks like a baseball stitch. But anyway, so those are done. And I need to, when I get home tonight, wrap those up, or in the morning sometime. And I'm thinking about stopping on my way to the party and getting a book or a gift card for a book to put in each of those bags. And that will be those. And then my next finished object is the purse that I made for myself. And I've been using this for a week now. I finished it like not too long after I did my last podcast. So it was a work in progress that I wasn't able to show because I was out here and last week got wonky. Anyway, so this, ta-da, is my purse. So it's got this nice, I like this strapping that I found. I found this at Joann's and I bought them out. So, I mean, they didn't have very much left out of it as is. And they did, so it's got a nice big zip on the top. And, well, you can see all the junk in my purse. There's my wallet and my son's medication and whatnot. And so I have a little zipper pouch right here for little doodads. A couple little pockets right there. Oh, you don't want to know what's in those pockets. And then, so that's the inside. And this was basically a copy. I just kind of measured out the basic dimensions of a purse that I have that I like the functionality of, but I did not like the print of. After a while, I'm just like, this is ugly. And oddly, it's very similar colors to this, but I just didn't like it. This print, I do like. It's orchids and like little, I guess I could, here's the back of it. You can see a good amount of the print. So with this, and this is something I'm pretty proud of because I've never done this before. I made my own bias binding. You see that bias binding? It's so awesome. So I am lucky in that part of what I do for work involves a lot of bias binding. And so what I did is I cut and sewed my bias binding into one big, gigantic, long strip. And I ran it through the sewing machine that I have for work that just, I mean, you put it in flat. You don't have to iron it or anything. Put it in flat, and it goes through the little folding thing, and you just sew as it folds. It's pretty awesome. So, all right. So here's the front. Zip pouch right here with plenty of room in there for earbuds and almonds and a little mirror, apparently. I always have to have a snack in my purse. I don't know about you, but I do. And then this is awkward. This flap, these are Velcroed down. This is just grosgrain ribbon that I had at home. And I have a little zip pocket. And normally this contains my phone charger and wall outlet. But my 8-year-old is borrowing it at the moment for his Kindle. So, and then I've got one more pocket right there just for doodads. So anyway, that is my purse, and I have nice little like antique brass hardware, and I decided I wanted this clip because sometimes you just need to have things attached to your purse. That makes it easy. And then adjustable. I adjusted it all the way down the other day. So adjustable. There we go. So, and then it's a crossbody bag. And I'm very pleased with it. So I will be using that for a while. And then I thought I would show you a couple old finished objects, as in, I'm getting weird looks from people at the Quinault River in here. Let's see here. I think they're all at least 6 months old, if not older. I think this first set, it's a pair of socks I'm going to show you, is over a year old. Now, this is a pair of shorty socks. And I'm going to pull up one. And they are very well felted because I wash and dry these. They're a little bit too big, but I like to wear these around the house. You can kind of see the texture in there. It's just a simple pattern of pearls and knit stitches. Nice little shorty socks. This was my very first pair of socks ever. And I felt like it took forever. And I started toe up, so I'm not sure how many stitches around I did. It's got basic wedge toe and gusset heel. Gusset, yeah. It's hard to tell with the, but you can see there, it's a gusset heel. So, it's no heel flap, just gusset, as far as I know. I'm not super great at sock construction at this point in my knitting career. So that is that pair. And I don't wear them a whole lot. And then, well, like I said, mostly those ones get worn around the house. And then this pair is the second pair I did. And these were afterthought heels. Right, so I did a little bit longer, still kind of a shorty sock. They cover my ankles, but that's about it. So this is just a basic ribbed top. Looks like 3 stitches, 3 plus 1 purl rib. So I used some of my leftovers, and this was a afterthought heel, as I said, and it's done in the like the top of a hat, kind of, and it's kind of holy. I don't really like that. But I did the cuff in that and the toe, and again I did these toe up because that's the construction I started with, and I like it. So cannot remember what yarn this is or what pattern I used or anything. I know I did buy this yarn at my local yarn shop, so Michelle could probably tell me what it is. And then this last pair have dog hair on them because I did wear them around the house the other day, and sorry about that. So they're not completely clean, but I didn't really wear them out and about in my shoes. So, and I really like these ones, and I wear these ones I think the most. So these are just a basic cream with a sweet little cable on there, and this is a faux cable. It's just like a twisted stitch, I think. And then I have this hot pink cuff afterthought heel, which was done more like a toe, and then the toe. So I really like these ones, and I wear them actually quite a bit. I need to make more like these ones. This pair is kind of tight, so don't wear those quite as often. And like I showed, the hole in the heel is kind of weird. So that is all I have for finished objects, including my really old finished objects. So now I'm going to show you some whips. So I'm reaching into this big old basket I have over here because it's big old basket time. This is Connor's blanket, and I now have 6 full skeins of yarn into this blanket. Is this the right side? Nope. I keep showing you guys the wrong side. I'm sorry. This is the right side. It's so huge now. You guys get it. So I am making good progress. I've been working on this for 3 weeks. So I'm trying to average 2 skeins a week, and so far so good. So making some good progress on this. These are ChiaoGoo size 10 6mm interchangeable needles. They're the large size. I didn't realize this when I first got my ChiaoGoos, that interchangeables, that they have a large size and they have a small size. So I was trying to add to my set that I showed early on in my podcasting, and it was, what was it? Anyway, yeah, so I got the size 10 off of Amazon, and the cord that goes with it, and I was going to use the cord for something else, but it was a large cord, and it didn't work. I'm like, what is going on? Why is this so big? I'm like, oh, well, okay then. So, anyway, so it's nice though for this blanket, and I'm sure it won't be the last blanket I do, although I can't commit myself to more than about one a year, I think. And then, in something I will have to show you in a little while, I was hoping to have this be a finished object this time around, but sadly it is not. I had a very busy week, and I'll explain a little bit more about that later. And of course, I had to help tear down fireworks last night, so I stopped in the middle of a row. But anyway, so here is my Find Your Fade shawl. Da-da-da. It's getting very large now. I'm almost done with this last section I'm on right now. So again, we'll go through all my colors here. First one, Pretty Little Zombies by Lolo Did It. Blueberry Smash by Little Fish Stitches. There's a Parrot in My Candy Dish by... Looking at last week's note, did I write it down? Well, at least I remember the colorway name. It's a lady in Port Orchard. I cannot remember her name right now. And then Malabrigo Sock in the Water Green colorway. And finally, Nargles by Misty Mountain Makers, my friend Emily, who's on Instagram and Etsy and whatnot. She's got some good stuff. And my next color, I had planned on using Emily's color called Sunken that I bought from her like a month ago or so. It's so pretty. It's total versions of this blue that you can see in here. And it would have worked perfectly, but then I got my box from New Zealand, and I decided that the next color is going to be this one. It's a very, very, very light pink, and I just like it, and I wish I would have I didn't bring the tag. Of course I didn't bring the tag, but it's dyed by the lady who was my swap partner, and her name is... I'm tired and I don't remember, but boy, it's been a week. I cannot remember anything right now, apparently. I should have written this down, but I didn't. I did my show notes right before walking down here to the river, so yeah, smart. I'll explain more. I'm trying to be a little more organized, so that is my progress on that. Last week when I showed you, I believe I had just started in on the Nargles colorway, so I have made some progress, but not a whole lot. So that's that. Alright, so I think right now what I want to tell you about is favorite things. So I'm not going to have this section of my podcast in every episode, but last weekend when I was up here working at the fireworks stand, I tried to record my podcast up here, and it didn't go well. If you watched last week's, you know. But while I was here, I went into my in-laws restaurant, which is directly in front of me, 100 yards away. Like I said, I'm not good at measuring those particular kinds of distances. But and then on the far side of the building is where the fireworks stand is. So pretty easy walking distance from where I'm at right now. But anyway, my sister-in-law works for her parents at the restaurant, and she also sells lotions for Perfectly Posh, which is a brand that I had kind of sort of heard of, but never really tried anything. But I went in to order my lunch at the restaurant and sat there and looked at this row of what they call their big fat yummy hand cream lotions. And I sat there waiting for my food to be ready, sniffing all these lotions, tried one on, and I just loved how it felt. So I was like, okay, I need to buy a couple of these. So I talked to my sister-in-law, and she happened to have the two that I wanted. And pretty reasonable prices. They were $9 a bottle. So I was like, yep, I need them. So there's people packing their car over there getting ready to leave. And I feel so awkward sitting here talking to my camera, but okay. So anyway, the 2 scents that I got are 2 to Tango and Don't Be Bitter, Baby. And I keep one in my purse and one by my nightstand. And purse, nightstand. And something that I have noticed since I started using these, I showed you guys my tattoo, kind of, sort of, a little bit. See, well, if I can hold my arm at the right angle there. That is my tattoo that I got about a month and a half ago now. And the flower part of it, the words healed just fine, but the flower part of it was like super itchy and kind of driving me nuts. And I was like, am I allergic to the ink? What's going on here? I started putting these lotions on that tattoo. It's healed 1 week after starting using these. So that is some pretty good lotion. I think it was just extra dry and needed a little more healing time. So I really like these. Been using them a lot. I smell good. So that is it for favorite things. Next section. Pod stalking. I forgot to do this at all last week. I watch podcasts like all week long while I'm working, as I've said before. Well, the one that I've been watching the most over the past couple weeks, so I'm going to mention 2 today. The first one is Stitching the High Notes. And the lady who does it, her name is Joanna. And she is an opera singer in the San Francisco Bay Area. And so she's got this fun section called Backstage Knitting. And she is a major nerd. Woo! And she is a major Doctor Who fan. And I was like, Doctor Who fan! Ah! Welcome to the club. Me or her, we're in the club. I'm a major Doctor Who fan. I should show you guys a picture of the back of my vehicle. I have a Doctor Who family. You know how they have those old family stickers? Mine are all Doctor Who things. So yes, that is, and I think she's got like 30 something episodes at this point. I believe she podcasts every couple of weeks. And so I always start at the beginning. So I've started at episode 1 and I've been working my way forward. And then, so I think I've watched almost half, not quite half yet. So I'm getting caught up on her. She's lots of fun. And then the other one that I've been watching is, the name of the podcast is Kill to Craft. Cannot remember the hostess's name. She's a cute British chick with really short pixie hair. I love it. Like I said, I'm tired. Really tired. Like, give me more coffee. Kind of tired. Yes, that's what's in my Starbucks cup right here. From home, a cup of coffee with heavy cream and stevia. Not heavy cream, half and half. And stevia. So, yes, I can't remember her name, but I've watched, I don't know, she's been, it looks like a year and a half, 2 years podcasting. And so I've watched maybe 7 of hers. So I've been really enjoying those. There's a couple others I've been watching too, but I can't remember what they are right now, and I'm sure I'll get back to them in the near future. And I will then share those with you guys. Let you guys know if you haven't already. Watch those ones. So, yes, definitely Stitching the High Notes and Kill to Craft. Both of those good, fun podcasts. So, all right. Keep looking down at my notes here right in front of me. I'm sitting at a picnic table, which is kind of nice. I like this. Easier than podcasting in a lawn chair like I tried last week. All right. Let's move on to acquisitions. So I don't have a whole lot of acquisitions this week. I will have more to show you guys next week or the week after because I've been a little naughty. But anyway, so I want to show you guys first something. Da-da-da-da. Is this not the cutest little card you have ever seen? I love her logo. Da-da-da. So, I follow this lady on Instagram, and I did not realize it at first, but I realized it maybe like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. This lady is a Washingtonian. She lives in the same town my brother lives in, which is about an hour and a half from my house. Pretty cool. So, I saw on Instagram that she was posting a shop update to her Etsy shop. And I was looking through the pictures, and it said, and I saw before she actually did her shop update. And she's like, she always kind of posts her picks of the week, or actually it's her son's picks of the week or something like that. Anyway, so I was looking at those on Instagram, and I was like, ooh, I like this one. And then life got busy that day, and I didn't catch the update, and I was like, nah. Her stuff goes quick. So it was 3 hours post-update, shop update, that I realized that I had missed it. And so I'm like, well, there might still be something in there. And there was. My Find Your Fade shawl is living in it. Isn't that pretty? I will uncinch it here so you can see the fabric really well. So, this is the one that was one of the picks of the week, and this is the one I wanted. And I don't know if there were multiples of this one or not, but there was one left in the shop when I put my order in. I was like, in the car, 2 minutes from home, my husband's driving. I put in an order on my phone on Etsy. So it's got this nice leather handle. It's great. I can walk around and knit if I want to. This is canvas on the outside and cute little orange polka dot cotton on the inside. And there's pockets on the inside, a couple of them. And then there's a waxed canvas down here, really tough. So I am very pleased with this bag. So that is acquisition number 1. Acquisition number 2. Now this is going to look familiar. Baby Llama Glow. I need to make a pillow out of this or something because it's so soft. So, yeah. I went to Black Sheep Yarn Boutique yesterday. I bought 4 of these in total. I did not bring all of them to show you because they all look like this. I need to make a sweater. This is worsted weight yarn. And I have 5 of these total now. And there is, alright, where'd it go? 273 yards. If you have a cardigan, sweater, whatever suggestion, pattern, please share. Because I'm stuck out here where the Wi-Fi sucks. And Well, I'm not going to be able to post this till I get home anyway, but I would still appreciate sweater suggestions because I want to do something with that. And this is meant for dyeing, so I'm going to dye this. I don't know what color yet, but I will share once I have done it. And then I might do some test dye on some other yarn that I have. And because as much as I like all the colors that I have in my shop, you guys, I did it again. I didn't introduce myself. I'm pretty sure I welcome new and returning viewers, but I didn't introduce myself. My name is Megan. I am the proprietor of Little Fish Stitches. I have a shop. There's kids running down to the river. I have a shop on Etsy, and in order to find that shop, you need to search Creations by Guppy, all one word. And I will try to put my link on the screen, of course, as usual. And yes, I'm on Ravelry as Little Fish Stitches minus the E, Instagram as Little Fish Stitches, and Facebook as Little Fish Stitches. Try saying that 3 times fast, because I can't. Alright. So, I'm almost done. I hit the 30-minute maximum on my phone's video capacity. Alright. Yes, where was I? I don't know where I was. I still have a couple more acquisitions to show you, but I finally finished my introduction, I think. Okay, so I showed you the purse. My baby sister saw this and wanted it. I'm like, no, it's mine. But I'll make you one because your birthday is coming up. So, when I was in Olympia yesterday, which you will hear about Olympia a lot because there's nowhere to buy anything cool crafty-wise in Aberdeen. So, I went to Joann Fabrics and texted my sister pictures until she said she liked one. So, this is the combo she's going to get. So, the floral gray, red, yellow, blue will be on the outside. And this will be the inside and the trim along the top like I have on mine on the edges and stuff. So, that's my next sewing project, is a purse for my baby sister's birthday. And then, just because I liked it, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, these 2 fabrics. I almost got this one when I was searching for the fabric for my purse, but I was like, I want something a little bit darker in color because when you wear a crossbody bag with jeans, it's like every single time you end up with a blue spot on the light color. I didn't want that, so I wanted a dark color. That's why I ended up with what I have. And this is just light enough that it would probably get some of that dye transfer. So I have this fabric now, and this fabric, and they go together, and I need to make something, but I don't know what. Just adding to my fabric stash, I suppose. Maybe a couple project bags? What do you guys think? Would anybody buy them? I don't know. More coffee. I have to go in the restaurant and get more coffee. All right. I think I have finished all that stuff. The last little bit of the podcast is life stuff. Sorry, it's getting a little, it's actually cool out here today. Last weekend it was almost 100, and it felt like well over 100 when you're sitting on asphalt in a fireworks stand. It was hot. So like I mentioned a couple times in relation to my Find Your Fade not being finished, I had an insanely busy work week. My employer requested not this pay period that just finished yesterday, but the period before the first half of June, that we limit our hours, which we did without complaint because we love our jobs and We love our employer. She's an awesome employer, friend. Yeah. But then, because there was, if you ever sell anything on Amazon on a regular basis, you know the importance of ratings. Or if you even buy things on Amazon, you know the importance of ratings on Amazon. Well, we lost all our ratings on Amazon, which meant we weren't selling as much, which meant we needed to not work quite as much in order to make the finances work out. No problem. We knew we would get back up there. We just didn't anticipate how quickly. Oh my gosh. We were busy this week. I worked Monday, my normal day, my 1 day a week job. I didn't bring any of my other work with me, which I probably should have. It would have made things so much easier this week, but I worked 2 days of 9, 10-hour days in my freaking hot attic room. I can handle this like that without the heat, no problem. My energy was sapped at the end of those days. After the second day, even, you know, I have a little mobile air conditioning unit up there. The end of the day, even with that silly little air conditioning unit blowing on me from 6 inches away, I was just totally beat. After the second day, I came downstairs. My husband came home from work, and I'm like, "You are on your own for dinner. I am beat. I'm going to bed." And I did. I went to bed, laid in bed. I didn't go to sleep. Wish I could have, but I didn't go to sleep. So I spent those 2 intensively long days sewing at home, and then the following day, Thursday, we went out to my employer's house in Ocean Shores, where we go once a week and package up all our products and ship them into Amazon. So, and she lives in a 3-story house, the main floor being the 2nd story. So we got to haul up and downstairs, up and downstairs, up and downstairs to the cars. No, see, I haul stuff from my house, so we had to unload my car when we get there, take it all inside to the 2nd floor, package everything up, put it in boxes, slap labels on it, ready to send off to Amazon for Prime. Haul it all down the stairs. My butt hurts. Sorry if that's a little TMI, but my butt hurts. Stairs, lots of stairs with heavy packages. So that is my crazy work week. We got caught up. Yesterday morning and this morning, before leaving my house at 8 a.m., I've gotten up at like somewhere between 5 and 6 and worked for at least an hour. I got up at shortly before 6 and worked for an hour. Yesterday was like 5:30 and worked for an hour and a half or something. I can't remember. And, or 2 hours. And then we leave the house at 8 a.m. and we drive Friday. Today is Saturday. Noisy motorcycle. We will eventually leave. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but man, it's loud. All right. So, yeah. Insane work week. Let's just put it that way. And then, totally random thing that happened yesterday. As I was driving to Olympia, actually yesterday I didn't come straight out here. I went to Olympia because I needed to get my nails done. Can't live without it. I was about halfway to Olympia, and a lot of that road there's nothing. It's just countryside, woods, whatever. Well, I happened to look down a side road as I was driving by, and I was like, there was a cougar standing on the road. Puma, mountain lion, whatever you call it. It was just standing there on the road. I'm like, oh, crap. And there have been lots of cougar sightings in our area lately. It's kind of scary. In town, Aberdeen, I live outside of town, basically, in what's, I guess you could kind of call a suburban type area. Except it's just houses and a few small businesses. I live outside the city limits. Anyway, and in town, one of the people I actually know had cougars show up on their game cam. You know, those little motion sensor cameras people use for hunting or whatever. Truck driving right by me. I feel awkward. I'm literally right next to the parking lot for this little Quinault River Inn here. People come and go. So yeah, people I know actually had cougars show up in their yard. That's just weird. In town, like the actual city part. Not that Aberdeen is a very big city, but it is what it is. And then, yeah, that was just, I mean, I've lived in the Pacific Northwest my entire life. I've never seen a cougar until yesterday. I have never seen a bear until last fall when I was driving down my neighborhood, the main road in my neighborhood, and, just big old thing went running across the road. I'm like, what the heck is that? Oh, it's a black bear. Alrighty then. But bears are pretty common in my neighborhood. We just keep our eyes open and pay attention and take the dog with us if we go for a walk. So, yeah. Alright. I guess the last thing I really want to talk about is I'm not really pleased with the quality of my podcast last week. But I kind of felt like I had done it. I needed to get it done and finished and up because I had very little time to actually do all of that. As you saw, it wasn't very good quality. I did attempt, more noisy motorcycles. I did attempt to podcast out here, but I was a little closer to the road when I did it. And I was too scatterbrained. Way too scatterbrained. So I deleted that video. I was disappointed because the background was nice, just like this is a nice background. And the lighting was good and all of that. I was just too scatterbrained and there was too much traffic noise. There's probably going to be a similar amount of traffic noise, but at least today I feel far less scatterbrained, even considering how very tired I am. So, yeah. I just want to say sorry about last week. I hope you stuck with me, even though it was kind of a terrible put together podcast. I'm new at this. I'm trying to be good, but it just doesn't always happen. So, this is gonna be kind of a long podcast today. But it is what it is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, not that I think any gentlemen actually watch this, but that is it. That's all I have for you today. So, like I said, today is July 1st. Tuesday is our Independence Day. If for some reason you are not an American and watching my podcast. But happy 4th of July to all you fellow Americans. Be safe with your fireworks. And let the professionals do it. Please. My father-in-law is a professional. He puts on an awesome show, like right over there. I get to go watch it on Tuesday night. I'm excited. yeah, so happy 4th of July, happy knitting, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye. Awkward. I feel so awkward continuing to smile while it's still recording. Ah. This is the view where I was podcasting earlier. See that little picnic table in the shade under the tree? That's where I was. See those white spots on the hills? There's still snow up there. Those aren't hills, those are mountains. It's too bright out here. I'm going to do a little 360 tour here. I can't do this without a... There's the little gazebo. There's the little inn. That white building is the restaurant. That's Highway 101 behind those bushes where you see that stop sign. Oh, look, here I am again. Hi, bye.